word is slander.
Me apologize? Ay, por favor. Shut up. Sit here. No. Don't come here. Don't. Ya, habibi. Ya, habibi.
Oh my god.
Hey everyone, it's your co-host Casey here with the Mention It All Again pod with the lovely co-host of mine, the Blake.
The Blake. Thee. Blake. If you nasty, don't forget it.
Blake
And
the
welcome.
Stallion.
Welcome motherfucking back, everyone. Another week. Another week of, dare I say, feud.
I was gonna say
Another
another week,
feud.
another feud, baby. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep it fucking going. I mean, this is gonna be a long series. I can tell you that. Because as I was watching this, I was thinking about how many feuds there have
Right.
been in the
Technically, the
Housewives
whole
universe.
podcast could be feud, and we could actually just scrap the rest. Wait, no, I'm just kidding. Wait, shit, end
Wait, let's
recording
change the
here.
name right now. Wait, new branding, new marketing.
Sorry, if you heard this, we're in the middle of rebranding. Exit. No, I'm
Episode
just
scrapped. Okay, that'll be it. 2-minute long episode. Our shortest one yet, guys.
kidding. The only one that's ever going to be under an hour by any means is the one where we are pivoting our entire brand. But we're back with feud. We're back with feud part 2 in the hills. Because if you were tuned in last week, we focused on Lisa Rinna versus Kim Richards, which originated around season 5 in Beverly Hills. So it just made sense to hop to the next season 6, where we have another illness-related feud involving Lisa Rinna.
Yeah, I think that when we were thinking of like doing the Kim Rinna feud, it just immediately clicked. Well, she has won the very next season. I
Like,
mean,
right
Lisa
after.
Rinna like came in, not to quote one of the most legendary musicians of all time, but she came in like a wrecking ball and immediately had a bone to pick with a woman who was going through it. And then she said, you know what, that worked well. Why don't I just see how maybe we can do that again with another woman who's going through it.
That worked
And
well.
honestly,
Asterisk.
asterisk,
Results
and then
may vary.
under asterisk, it did not work well. The opposite actually of what was written. But I think this is one of the most memorable, for sure, for me at least, the most memorable like Lisa Rinna storylines, like Lisa Rinna issues that she pushed on her time on the show, because I will literally randomly at points just think in my head, true Munchausen syndrome. It's like how did we get here? How did we go from opulent women in the hills to true Munchausen syndrome?
Let's talk about the Munchausens, okay?
Don't you dare bring up my Munchausens.
And
Oh, so good.
this one is just in season 6. Unlike the Kim Rinna fiasco, it doesn't really span multiple seasons as much. But
And thank God.
thank goodness. POV, it's 2015, 2016. You're tuning into the new season of Beverly Hills. You just watched Rinna assault Kim Richards on the previous
Verbally.
season, and you're tuning in and you're ready to see the taglines of our ladies, and they're applicable this time. So let's run it.
My lips were made for talking, and that's just what they'll do. Fake friends believe in rumors. Real friends believe in you.
I love it.
This is
They're
beautiful
really accurate.
messaging of what is to come. They they captured drama, they captured foreshadowing, they captured cunt,
They captured
and they served it up
personality.
to us on episode 2. Is
They
when
served
the
it up
taglines
raw
came in.
like tuna ta-ta. Tuna cha-cha.
Dude, it like isn't relevant, so I wasn't sure if this would come up, but since we're like in the first couple minutes of the episode, one thing about a Lisa Vanderpump event is there is going to be tuna char at
Tuna
the
cha-cha.
function.
Eileen, would you like tuna cha-cha?
No, thank you.
No, I'm not hungry.
And that is at the Munch luncheon that the
I
tuna
know.
tartare is served.
Well, and
Iconic.
you say Lisa Rinna or Lisa Vanderpump event, but it really could just be we're sitting on the couch togetger and
To
there's
talk
still going to
about
be tuna
true
tartare.
Munchausen syndrome, and we have to have tuna tartare with us. But re taglines. I love that we're still on a Lisa Rinna lip tagline on yet another season where she commences on a verbal assault against a woman's character.
Like,
I
let's
think
just
that's
lean
beautiful.
into it. No, I'm sorry. Like, if she has a tagline about her lips, it's going to be a phenomenal season. And it's true. Her lips were made for talking, and that's what they are going to do. And
I believe her. Believe women.
Believe women. Women's stories matter.
But then Rinna
And
does not believe women when it
well,
comes
that's
to
I guess
Yolanda.
I also love Yolanda's because I think this is the second one that she has about real friends, because doesn't she have another one about Hollywood friends? Another
Beverly Hills,
tagline?
I don't have a good knowledge of their lore.
I'm pretty sure like when like the season with the dream team, my team, the dream team, I'm pretty sure her tagline that season was something to do with like real friends and Hollywood friends. So I love that she's just like, I'm gonna like just rephrase that a couple times and that'll be my tagline.
Well, in this season it makes the most sense because her whole kind of thesis statement becomes like, regardless of what anybody else is saying, like, I thought that you guys were my friends and my friends should have my back like a real sister, but they don't.
Right.
Specifically, Rinna does not.
Right. And I just before we like really dive into the fleshy goodness of what's about to occur. I know that was kind of gross.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that. But I just before we really get into the meat and potatoes, is that a better? Can we re-up that one?
The homicide. The fleshy goodness.
Casey has collapsed on the Mention It All Again podcast. But like I do love when they'll say things like, you guys were supposed to be my like true friends, and I'm like, y'all been coworkers for like 3 years. I mean, it's like that's your relationship. Like I love the like commitment to the like the plot of it all and like the bit of it all. Like that I don't want you to not do that, but I'm still sitting there watching going, y'all are literally contractually obligated to hang out with each other. Like obviously some of you are really friends, but like, I don't think any of y'all were really like hanging out with Yolanda Hadid while she's bedridden,
Probably not. And they the beginning of the season show like a little bit of a debrief on her illness, as much as can be digested because it's confusing as we unravel the plot. But she's sick. We get like all these pictures of her while she's talking about it. It literally plays across the screen like it's a fan edit of her. There are so many photos of her ill, like a little bit too many.
She's posted on Instagram.
It's a nail on the head, but a little bit too many photos maybe.
Right. We get pictures of her like, in like some incubator machine. We get pictures of her with like needles in her arms. We get pictures of her, like praying to the bright sunny sky. Like it's just a bunch of pictures of her like journey and what she's going through. And like she basically for the entire season doesn't wear makeup. And like initially what short amount of hair she has is in a ponytail, which I think she like does that whole ensemble to like really like hammer the point home, like I'm not fucking well, bitches. Like
which
like
I understand that. I would probably feel the same way, like especially like you're already feeling sick, you're hearing that the word on the street is that everyone's bothered by your Instagram posts, like yeah, I'm showing up in my pajamas, like you're lucky I'm here at all, which is kind of what she says.
I'm showing up ill af.
aft to the B-Day function. And that's what she does. She shows up ill-aft to Rinna's
Ill-aft.
birthday dinner. And like, I found this to be so unbelievably rude. I guess this is like a Beverly Hills thing. She shows up. Everybody knows she's sick. No one think. It's not like it's a surprise. It's such like a nice thing that she came to this birthday party like when she's not feeling well. And immediately every guest has to be like, oh, you're not wearing makeup? You look like shit.
Literally. Like, I feel like, obviously your brain is capable of making observations. Like, that's a thought that you maybe like in your head, oh, she's not wearing makeup.
Sure.
But like, I can't imagine. Obviously, she knows she's not wearing makeup. And obviously, at this point, everyone knows she's not well. Like, it's not like we have to introduce that fact at the beginning of the season. Like, everyone already knows that because these women obviously know what's going on in each other's lives to some degree. And it's not like she's not posting it online. So, like, I think, like, you show up, you're not wearing makeup. Clearly, you're, like, in comfortable clothing. I think you can just put two and two together. Oh, it's because she's sick. I don't think you have to be like, what? Oh,
Sorry,
ooh, hi,
I'm laughing
Yolanda.
because I just thought, where she needed to be was Kim Field's beatless brunch where no makeup was allowed at the door. Kim
See-
would have been overjoyed to see her at the brunch. She would have loved that.
She would have loved for one person to follow the theme.
Oh,
And it would have been Yolanda with Munchausens. Or I mean
Dang
lime,
it.
I guess. Sorry.
Star-crossed housewives. They're just
Misconnection.
really-
Misconnection. Housewives version.
But that's like the main thing that comes up about her sickness at this first event, that we kind of get this teaser of like everybody interacting with her. And obviously it's ridiculous. Like, everyone is so concerned about her not having makeup on. Rinna is like, it is so brave and courageous of her to show up here without her makeup done. Like, she's a
Right.
hero, not because she's like fighting like a really serious illness, but like the makeup
Right.
though, like,
The fact that she could show her hideous, disgusting, disheveled face in public without putting a drop of concealer under her disgusting eyes. Like, they're literally looking at her like she's like the fucking like monster at the end of The Substance. They're like, holy fuck, who did we invite to our party?
well, and then she doesn't stay long. Yolanda leaves pretty quickly. She was just kind of stopping in to like say
Yeah,
happy
she like doesn't
birthday.
have a lot of energy to like really like every time she shows up to an event this season, it's like she like dips her toe in. She's like, "Hi everyone." The minute like any conversation really starts, she's like, "Oh, I have to go."
Well, it's a great like excuse. Again,
Oh,
I would be
absolutely.
using that. I'd be pulling that chain every time I got bored somewhere. I'd be like, oof, I gotta
Ooh,
be
it's the
going.
Lyme.
I gotta be
It's the
going
chronic
home.
Lyme. I gotta
Right.
leave.
I do that anyways, and I don't even have a chronic illness. I just be making it up. So yeah, and at this luncheon after she leaves, they're all kind of debriefing again how horrible she looks and how brave it is that she didn't wear makeup. And Kyle, sneaky, shady Kyle Richards, goes, no, she had a ton of energy. I think the only reason she looked horrible is because she wasn't wearing the makeup. Like, basically implying that she's not that sick.
And
So where
again,
did this come from, really?
and right, let's
Under
pin it
that.
back on, flip it around, Kyle Richards. And
Under that.
also, what an insane thing to say. I think that she just looked, she seemed perfectly fine. I think she just looked ill because she didn't have makeup on. Like,
It's another double. It's a double jab.
right. It's a double homicide. Like not only do I think that she actually like it didn't have, she wasn't sick enough to leave, but also she just fucking looks ugly without makeup. She's just a fucking hideous woman. And Ken Todd,
Hideous
Lisa
woman.
Vanderpump's husband, was such a prick
Oh, he's so rude.
about her. And he was literally like, I told her she looked good and like healthy because women
And it was
love
a
when men
lie.
say women love that when men say they look good. I'm like, girl, I don't think anyone's looking for a compliment from your ass. Your short fucking wrinkly ass with your hair, 3 hairs coming out of your bald head. Like, he literally has a perm of 3 hairs because he's like
Like,
90.
leave her alone. And mind you, this is the mother. This is the face of the Hadid family. This is the face that birthed Gigi that birthed Bella. This is a woman. This is a feminine, beautiful woman. Leave her alone in her 1 year that she doesn't want to be on display for y'all. It's so weird. Like, they're all
Right.
like collectively like, no, we're upset about this no makeup thing.
Right.
Okay.
So okay, actually, sorry. Before we move on from this scene, I just before Yolanda left, as a like way to like kind of like prove to everyone that she wasn't feeling well, she was like asking everyone at the table to feel her hands. She was like, "Feel them, they're getting very sweaty." I was like, okay, like I don't want to like, I know you're going through something right now, but that's very inappropriate,
Right.
Yolanda. That's very not at the table. Maybe
Go put
somewhere
some
else.
makeup
Maybe
on, Yolanda, and
and
put some
put
powder
some
on those
gloves
hands.
on, maybe. You sweaty-handed freak of a woman. No, just kidding. Okay, anyway. So like that's how we get introduced to this whole situation. Like, she's not feeling well. She goes everywhere with like her mental health advocate, Daisy, who is also kind of just her nurse, I think. Kind of a strange situation there.
Yeah, she says she
Um,
like had Lyme's before, or like has, I guess it's forever. So Daisy has also had similar struggles. And like she's advising her, yeah, like basically her nurse slash health advisor.
Yeah. And so we move on to, I guess, like Rinna and Eileen, who are like thick as thieves. They're besties at this point in time. They are going to visit her. She's, I guess, telling them that she's gonna get like the filling taken out of her teeth because she's basically like going through this chronic disease that she can't figure out what's causing it. So everything like artificial she's kind of trying to avoid. So she's like, oh, there's shit in my teeth, and now the metal like level in my blood is high, so I got to get rid of that. And like later she gets her breast implants taken out, and so she's just kind of like getting rid of anything that she thinks could be making her
Yeah.
sicker. So like Rinna and Eileen are going to visit her. um I just feel like it seems because she says like she's been trying to figure out what has been causing her to feel this sick for years. And like in the past year, I guess it like ramped up, and now that's why
Right.
she's like suddenly like really, really sick. But I don't like, I guess I have heard like heard from people who've like done some research, like medical people,
Uh-huh.
that chronic Lyme is like a scam. I just did a quick Google search because I remembered we can multitask, and literally like the first thing that pops up, like the AI overview. So, and it's like pulling from like Stanford Medicine and like other sources, and it says, while lingering symptoms after Lyme disease treatment are real, the term chronic Lyme disease is controversial and generally not recognized by mainstream medical authorities like the CDC. Again, I didn't prep for this episode as much as I probably should have, but I do know that I've heard that from like I've seen that several times. I've heard that several times. And so she's like, on this journey of trying to figure it out. And I guess number one, like a woman who has unlimited time because she doesn't work, she's married to a very rich man. She's also rich herself. Like, it's a little bit hard to imagine that she's really unable to figure out what the fuck is going on here. Like, no doctor has had anything to tell her. Like, she's literally just grasping at straws. Let me like take my teeth out. Let me like shave my head. Let me like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine like that's the case, and especially because I know that I've heard that in the past. But that's my initial like,
And when this is happening, like I was sitting there, and obviously I've seen this before. It's been years. It's been probably like over a decade. So it's not my first viewing experience, but even as a second time viewer, like I'm not understanding what's going on. Like I'm hearing mercury, now she's getting gold instead, and her brain's not well, and she can't wear nail polish, and it's all very confusing. So like I
yeah,
do understand some of the speculation. Like if I'm getting confused and I'm like actually watching every conversation that's playing out, then I'm sure the people that are there that aren't getting to witness every other side conversation and at-home medical visit are probably feeling confused too. Kyle says to the women when they tell her about like the mercury in the teeth, or like they tell her off camera or like in between scenes, whatever it is. And there's another moment where she's talking to the women without Yolanda there, and she's like, I asked my doctor about the mercury in the teeth, and he said it's actually worse if you take the mercury out. Like, it's like way worse. Like, and first of all, calling your doctor about somebody else's medical condition, Megan King Edmonds is sniffing in the air. I don't actually know like what the timelines would be, which happened first. So I don't know whose nachos were being stolen here. If you're gonna Google search, do it now before I get on to another point. But there's nachos being stolen here in one direction or the
I
other.
think they might have been the same year. Because season 10 of Orange County was 2015. So
Wait.
if this was...
So there were they both had their individual
So the
plates.
nachos were independently
Wow.
made and eaten. That's
Wow.
crazy.
2 investigators at work in the same year. That's crazy.
Wait, no. Wait, yeah. No, I
Oh.
just confirmed. Yeah,
Okay.
both 2015.
That's
Sorry.
confirmed.
Confirmed.
And after like all this circulates, we it's literally 4 episodes in, and the episode is called, mind you, the M word. Like, we're ready for what's coming here. And when the M word is launched, it is from, and like we don't have a lot of like prefacing of like Munchausen's, like this is how it gets broken to us as a viewer too. Rinna goes to Lisa Vanderpump's and Kyle is there. Eileen is coming, but she's not there yet. So Rinna to LVP and Kyle shares some of her skepticisms, which at this time has been going around the group. Like they all have shared their questioning of like her, like she's posting on Instagram, she looks well, then she's like saying she's been so ill all weekend. So like they're all feeling just like a little bit confused. They call it discrepancies, but so they're chatting about that, which again had been
Right.
like a common group topic and will be.
Right. I think they're just kind of wondering, like, is she, like, what? Because some people were also talking about how they're uncomfortable with, like, she's posting needles in her arm and posting kind of, like, very severe medical posts on her Instagram. And it's kind of a lot to see constantly. But then also, she's, the one who says, I'm tired, I can't do this, I have to leave, I'm so sick. And then she's on a yacht, then she's like swimming, then she's traveling. And so people are like, is there a purpose? Like, is
Right.
there a message?
Rinna literally says, what's the messaging here? What's she trying to get across in these posts? Like, as if
We're
they're like having
gorgeous.
a campaign to her Instagram post. But it does seem odd. It like does seem like an odd dichotomy of like Instagram posting. And I think what they wanted to say, but like they were mincing their words, the women, was really, we think it's gross and ugly that you're sick. I don't want to see it on my Instagram every 5 posts. Like that's really what they wanted to say. Like,
Right.
it isn't that they're so confused. They're like, why is she has to be doing something fishy to be posting herself looking this busted all the time. Like that can't be right.
I think it is also like a little bit, it feels maybe strange to see someone who is, I think what they would say is that it feels like she's almost flaunting like her illness in a way that you wouldn't normally, like, I don't know. I mean, it's a different thing and she has a bigger platform and clearly she thinks this is like some unknown illness she's like battling that she wants to help people with. But, from like our perspective, if we're like in bed sick, are you really like going to Instagram first, or are you maybe avoiding Instagram until you feel like good about yourself and like not disgusting?
And that's one of
so
those
I
things
think
that we would all judge, but like you don't say to that person because like they're the sick one and like you don't really get to say something. But yeah, with your close pals, you might be like, this feels a little odd. No, like
it feels strange. Like if you're posting selfies in bed and like posting yourself like, by the toilet or whatever, throwing up, like I think people would be like, what are you out,
right.
like do you
I
want
love a gossip.
attention?
I would 100% be gossiping about this situation, especially
Yeah.
if this is just my sort of friendly coworker. Like I would be sitting with my actual friends like, did you see this post of her? And like they say this at the reunion and they even like pull up a couple of like the quote unquote funnier photos of Yolanda, and LVP and Kyle are like, it's funny. Like, sorry. She wasn't supposed to know that we were laughing at her. That's Rinna's fault.
Although, again, then that brings you back to the whole like, but y'all know you're on TV. So anyway, they're like at Lisa Vanderpump's like zoo home, and they're sitting down on the couches. Eileen's not there yet, and like Rinna just gets there, and she looks like she has something to say, like she's holding something with her, and they're like, like, what's going on, chica? And she's like, I just feel really. I'm trying to do her lips. I feel really bad about something.
Her makeup looks really good in this scene too. Like she
It
looks like
does.
pretty fierce
She,
while she's feeling.
yeah.
She
she
actually
looks.
really conveys a lot of emotion. Like you get guilt, you get confusion, you get skepticism, you get doctoral, you get
She's
diagnostician.
she's an actress, Henny.
Um,
And
she's acting.
she's like, I engaged in a conversation that I feel bad about. So it's like not even that she's of independently being like, so I think something, can I share it with you? It's like she's like, I engaged in a conversation, I feel bad about it, I need to share this with you. And then she basically says like, can I read you something? Roll tape.
I'm just going to read you something.
Go ahead.
True Munchausen syndrome fits within the subclass of factitious disorder and predominantly physical signs and symptoms, but they also have a history of recurrent hospitalization, traveling, and dramatic, extremely improbable tales of their past experiences. Munchausen syndrome has been renamed factitious disorder, wherein those affected feign disease, illness, or psychological trauma to draw attention, sympathy, or reassurance to themselves.
Okay, the
And Kyle and
collapsing
Lisa like
noise.
plucked to hell, not able to make that many expressions, but they're both like,
They're like,
what is this disease that you are speaking
okay,
of?
justice for Lisa. You can tell she literally is like reading that definition for like the first time as she's saying it to them. She's like, it has been renamed factitious disorder. Like she doesn't
yeah.
even know what she's reading. Like it clearly she didn't come up with this like off the top of her head.
Right.
So
It
like
doesn't sound
justice
like
for
this is
Lisa.
something she's familiar with, or else she would have just been like, oh yeah, this is what it is. Like not reading you the dictionary definition. Like that's what
Right.
I
So
would
like
do
I
if
believe
someone
that
asked me.
someone like off the cuff was like, do you think Yolanda might have like Munchausen's? And she was like, like, tell me more about that. And then
Yeah,
they were
low-key,
kind of
we've all
explaining
been
it.
speculating. Let me look it up and see. And then
Right.
she
So
feels
like,
bad when she looks it up and sees what it is.
right. And so she brings it, although I will say, she again, great actress, great sort of producing housewife, because she like really, if you think about it, it's not really much of an issue that she engaged in a conversation that no one will ever know about. But the fact that she comes to them and she's like, I feel terrible, I need to share this with you guys. Like she wanted that to be in the mix. Maybe she didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, but she wanted
Well,
the show to have to engage with the word Munchausen.
but this is what becomes the debate as the Munchausen evolves is, okay, is she playing a little bit dumb, hiding behind the mask of, oh, I feel bad for engaging in this, just so it gets brought up to the group on camera and then it's out there without her saying like, oh, I think this myself, kind of like in the same way of like that's Phaedra's defense, like in season 9 of Atlanta. Like she's like, I didn't say all this controversial stuff about Candy, I heard it, like, and I'm just bringing it up, like, and they're like, but you brought it up to this group on camera,
Right.
like that it doesn't matter who said it first. And that's kind of what Yolanda's point is with Rinna, but it takes Rinna a minute, but we start to flip it around mid-season and it becomes, no, I didn't bring that up on camera because, like, I thought that that would be a good thing to do. I wasn't going to at all until Lisa Vanderpump encouraged me to.
Right.
So there's two sides of the school of thought.
Rinna is she has a very delayed reaction to things. Like
But they all do right now. Like Yolanda, same thing.
right, but if you look at the season we
I guess she's
just talked
ill.
about, season 5, yeah, with Kim, if you, or no, actually it was season 7, like the she's close to death, but like the Mexico scene, which I don't think we talked about, when Kyle was like,
Yeah.
did you say my sister was close to death? And she was like, I don't remember saying this. And then like at the end with the cheesecake lady, when she was like, I said it. I
Oh,
said
the
it. Like
cheesecake lady, I miss her.
she has a pattern of in the moment sort of like having to like like deal with something, and then later being like, wait,
Yeah.
that's not what happened. And I'm like, weren't you there like
That's
when the
so
thing
true.
happened?
And I think it might be a side effect. Again, I'm not a doctor, but since we're in the medical field for today's episode, I feel like it is a side effect of big mouth itis, of gossiping syndrome. Because as a gossiper, as someone with a big mouth, I don't have big lips literally, I wish I did. I just have a big mouth and I talk a lot. But I also have these things happen to me where someone's like, "You said this." I'm kind of like, "Did I say that?" Like, honestly,
Yeah,
I'll believe you either way. I don't really remember all the things I say. I say too many things. Like, and I kind of feel like
right.
Rina has the same thing where she's usually saying things that are on the line of controversial, or at best knows that she isn't filtering for things that are controversial. And I mean, not in like a bigot way, either does she, but like
Uh,
I don't really either.
Thanks for
But like
clarifying.
I think that like this is what's happening to her a lot of the time with like she has like memory issues. Like are you ill? And she doesn't seem to be like a big drunk like Dorinda forgetting. Like I think it's that she literally talks too much and
Yeah,
doesn't
her
remember
mouth
what
runs
comes
too
out of her
fast.
mouth. Yeah.
She can't catch it.
So it took her
And
a minute to like recall.
I also think that like a big theme of like Housewives generally is like someone will be like, you said this, and they'll say like a verbatim sentence, and like that might not exactly be how it was said. So they're
Oh
like, I don't
yeah.
think I said it that. I don't think I said that. But then later they might be like, well, I said this, which is kind of a different thing, but it's phrased similarly, which I think also might be like an issue with her. Um, Regardless, like the other women, Kyle and LVP, they don't push back, but they also kind of like see it. I feel like they see it a little bit. Like
They
they're
seem
not.
alarmed by the word coming out and like by the serious nature of their conversation. Cause like it isn't, I mean, I haven't seen it without the dramatic music in the background, so maybe it wasn't as tense in person, but this isn't giving vibe of like a fun little gossip sesh. It's giving like we have a serious issue with a friend and we need to discuss it, like, and then we need to
Yeah,
intervene. It's like the same kind of seriousness as the Kim stuff. Like it's giving we need to act. We need to stand
right.
up and go find out what's going on with her. Um the
And then
tone, not the words.
Eileen, right? Eileen then shows up, but this is what I'm saying. Like clearly, everyone is like, yeah, they're definitely rattled, and I think everyone is sort of grappling with the fact that Munchausen's like could explain why everyone's so confused, but they're obviously like not going to just like double down and be like, okay, that's what it is.
Right.
But everyone's kind of like shook, and Eileen shows up, and this is when LVP offers her some tuna ta, and she refuses. And then but like she looks around and she's like, what? Like
Yeah,
what?
like
You guys
the
what?
vibe is off.
And then so then Rinna tells Eileen, and now Eileen's clued into this. And so that's kind of like that's the kickoff scene for the rest of the season. Um
And
and
yes,
we
and it really
also
does last the rest of the season. This is
the rest
episode
of the
4.
season.
The conflict for the rest of the season is this. Nothing else.
And
It is that.
there's a subsequent like dinner, whatever. All the dinners start to blend together at a certain point with these shows, but there's a subsequent dinner where I think Erica mentions, you correct me if I'm wrong, I think Erica meant, because Yolanda's not at this dinner, but I think Erica mentions that like Bella and Anwar also have Lyme disease, and LVP's whole thing is like, I've known Mohammed, their dad, for so long, and he's like she's never heard from him that her kid, that his kids are anything but like well, and you know they don't have anything that they definitely like. He's never mentioned Lyme before, so she's kind of confused, and that adds to her feeling like something weird is afoot. And like you also have to remember that LVP is like a category 1, like tier 1 grudge holder, and she already started this season not being good with Yolanda because Yolanda and her husband had like an issue last season. So I think there's a part of her that is trying to maneuver the situation where like she doesn't want to be the Munchausen sayer, but she also doesn't want to like, she also wants to guide things in a direction that is sort of like anti Yolanda. So she's like, I've never heard this.
Right.
And
If we're going along the like Atlanta season 9 analogy, it would be like Rinna is the Portia and LVP is the Phaedra in this situation. Like there's
right,
someone kind of being sent out with like this message to get back to the group in some way. However it gets there, whatever. But I'm
there's a
launching
puppet
the
master and a puppet.
or like hitting the domino, like the first domino in the chain, and then they all start falling down. Like the first one
Yeah.
is like making sure that you talk to this other
Rinna
person.
Rinna loves to be a domino. I'll just say that. Rinna loves to be a domino.
Erica Jane has a song called Domino, but I can't think of how it
It's
goes right now.
good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Her
Like, it's
music's not
fun.
bad. Like I don't love her, but some of her songs do bang. I can't even lie. Um, but yeah, it comes up about the children, specifically Bella and Anwar. Gigi healed. But it comes up about the children. Lisa says, according to Mohammed, they're healthy. Like I have never heard this from him. Like I
Right.
have not gotten this from his side of the street. Like, and that's all she really wants to say about it. Like, she's like, I don't know anything more, but that's what I've heard. And if I did have to go one way or the other, I'm going with Muhammad because, like, that's my
Right.
friend. And so this is like floated around, you know, everything that's being floated at these dinners right now becomes a point of contention for like the overall feud. So the children, limes or no limes, becomes a thing. But that comes up like what you said, at a dinner that Yolanda's not there, and then it gets back to Yolanda via Erica, and it becomes a whole thing of like who was the leak like back to Yolanda.
Who's the mole?
And Erica lies about it throughout the entire season. She's like, that was not me, that was not me, it was her.
Everyone knows, like, it has to have been her.
Which is another thing Kyle and LVP try and pin on Rinna, like, is like, you went and told her that us two were talking about the kids, and Rinna's like, I actually like literally did not do that part of this. Like,
Right.
lots of other things, but she actually did not do that part of it. She already had heard. Like, Yolanda questions Rinna about it because she had heard from Erica.
Right. And Rinna just goes over to Yolanda's to sort of like address that she felt bad that
Apologize, yeah.
she got into this conversation and even engaged in it and like felt bad that like honestly, like, it's a little bit confusing. I can see why Yolanda would be like, what the fuck? Because, like, again, you engage in this conversation off camera. No one has to know about that.
Right.
You brought it up because you felt bad, but then you define the term, you're discussing what the illness is, and I feel like I can understand why she's like, that's the original sin of this whole issue, because, you know, obviously you're the
sure.
one who brought it up, and like, why even come to me and apologize about something that, like, when you say you engaged in the conversation, like, were you saying, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, I
Yeah.
think she's lying, or did you just feel bad that it was brought up? Whatever, it's kind of convoluted, but
And like,
so
you're clearing your conscience with the cost of like me feeling bad and this being like now in our friend group, in our
right,
like, so it's
on
selfish
TV,
if it's just to make you feel better because you feel bad. Like, ultimately,
right,
it would have been nicer to just keep this to yourself. Same thing with like, it comes out later on that Ken said she looked like a piece of shit at that lunch, and it's like, okay, maybe we could have kept that from her. I mean, I guess it was on camera. Name of the game
right,
here. But
yeah,
those
and
types of things you can keep from people. Like, they don't need to know these things. It will
yeah,
just cause harm.
absolutely. And it doesn't help that she shows up to apologize to Yolanda with a bottle of Casamigos, which Yolanda's made it very clear she's not putting toxins into her body.
She's
So
not
maybe
using nail polish. Like, you think she's gonna start drinking this
you think she's
Casamigos
gonna
right
take a
now?
shot with you, like, woohoo, like apology lunch, woo, let's go. I don't think so. So like Rinna brings it up, and Yolanda is like, Munch, Maus, hausen, Mausen, Flausen, like, I've never even heard that before.
Yeah.
And so she kind of laughs it off. And then like later gets mad at it because it's defined to, like, it's actually explained to her later, but like in this moment, she's kind of just like, whatever. Like,
Yeah, she's like,
she
no
kind of
worries,
thinks it's
girl, yeah.
weird. Yeah, she thinks
No
it's strange
problem.
that like Rinna even it's like I'm coming to you apologizing for something you had no idea about, and I'm like, Casey, like, I just want to like come over and say, like, I'm so sorry that I said like you're like the ugliest person I've ever seen, and you're like, wait, like, I
Right.
can't even accept your apology because I'm like offended that you even now I know that you said that about me, so I'm offended. So the apology is hard to stomach when I haven't even like processed the fact that you have
Yeah.
offended
They
me.
use that as a bit all the time on TV. It's like, sorry that I called you like the ugliest bitch in the world. And they're like, you didn't say that. And they're like, oh, not out loud, I guess. Like, haha, audience laughter. Like that is like a thing. Like that's basically what's happening here. But
Right.
yes,
And
Yolanda.
then, but Rinna doubles down on like the posts too, and like it's not just the Munchausen. She's like, but I also, just wanted to let you know, like, I have talked about it because I think the posts are weird. And Yolanda specifically says, like, I'm posting to like stand up for the worldwide Lyme community.
Create awareness to I don't like something about her post is really central to the mission of Lyme's awareness is what she
I
stands
guess we
on.
got to be aware because there's not enough because we don't know what the fuck is going on.
This season certainly made a large amount of viewers aware of what's going on with the Lymes and Munchausen communities. So there you go. But as Blake said, Yolanda kind of has to take some time to like marinate on this a little bit. She has to go home and like run it through her systems to like understand like what actually happened in this conversation with Rinna. But it's almost like before she can get to the Munchausens of it all, she has to start with the denying my kids having Lymes of it all, like, because that is what she heard first from Erica. So she's like going down her like task list and it's like, okay, kids Lymes, like let's address this first. So she goes to lunch with Kyle and LVP because she asked Rinna, like, how did my children come up and like who said it? And she says, Kyle and Lisa were talking about this. Like Kyle asks, like, oh, what does Mohammed say? And Lisa said, he says, they're healthy.
Right.
Whatever. And she's pissed, like mostly at Vanderpump for like saying that Mohammed said that and like using that as like the authority over like what Yolanda is saying, because like ultimately it's not like Mohammed himself was sitting there, like you're quoting him. But
Right.
this is a
And the
big
way that you
issue.
say it is important because you could have said, oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that, Muhammad never told me that, but also why would he divulge like all of his children's illnesses to me? She didn't say that. She was like, well, I've known Muhammad for years and he's never said that to me. So like it's casting doubt on
Right.
her children's illnesses, which because you're casting doubt on her illness, so now it seems like you're faking. Now it seems like a Munchausen's by proxy situation. Now we're getting into Gypsy Rose Blanchard territory with Bella Hadid.
Yolanda's putting Bella in the chair and Bella's gonna kill her. Help, Anwar, help. But that's foul. But Lisa absolutely knows what she's doing here. It's almost similar to like the bringing it up, the Munchausen on camera of it all. Like if you really didn't want to like add fuel to the fire, you could have just been like, Muhammad's never mentioned it to me. Because again, a little asterisk on Muhammad says they're healthy, but I never asked specifically about Lyme. So like, who can say?
Right.
Like she doesn't add any of this, so she knows what she's
Right.
doing. For sure, that's a thing. And Yolanda's mad at them. And there isn't like a big resolution between them, but like for the most part, Yolanda gives these women a lot of grace throughout the entire season. Like she keeps it moving for short bursts, and then we find something else out, and we have to.
She has that like
restart.
legendary Dutch patience to her. I feel like it takes a lot to get her really, really amped up, but that's why when she does, it's like, I will kill you, like if I have to.
And yeah, the kids thing is like short lived, but there is a confrontation between LVP and Rinna about it because they don't know that Erica is the one that told the group. So like they get mad at Lisa Rinna, and she can't remember that they talked about it or like how, even though if she could clear her name because
Yeah,
and they do end up clearing her name, but like at this moment she has no memory of it.
She just seems sketchy when someone is like, no, that didn't happen at all. And it's like, well, it came back to me. So obviously it happened. And so instead of just being like, oh, she already knew about it and she asked me about it, I didn't bring it up, so someone had to have told her. She's like, nope. And I'm like, Rinna, girl, the hole keeps getting bigger with every bigger with every episode.
Both.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is like a quick little detour. We go down to see Erica Jane's concert. This is her first season, so we're getting a lot of like her stuff. But basically they go to San Diego and then ruin Erica's like debut because they're all fighting about this nonsense. And then Erica throws a barbecue, carnival, pool party with a bunch of like gay men in
Yeah, there's like a
Speedos.
few faux barbecues this season that are like really just like whatever the hell they want going on in their backyard. Like there's no
Yeah.
barbecuing going on by any
It's such
means.
a whiplash moment to like be watching like Beverly Hills when Erica has money. I forget that she was really just like fucking rolling in it, so nonchalant about taking a private plane, whatever.
I know,
Anyway,
before the horrors.
before the horrors. And so her backyard is converted into some carnival with naked men. I mean,
It's intense.
okay,
It's over the top. But
it's over the
Yolanda
top.
comes out for it, so I guess we had to do it big because Yolanda's doing her outing of the week. And she's fully loaded. She's locked and ready for firing on Lisa Rinna.
I feel like Yolanda, like as the season goes on and as like the Munchausen's thing gets bigger and bigger and more people are talking about it, her hair gets shorter and shorter to prove a point. Like, I am sick. I can't even have long hair. Like, by the time we get to the end of the season, she has like literally this like very butch, short, kind of shaved, like Ellen DeGeneres, Portia de Rossi kind of like
Yeah,
do.
it's a look. And
She's
she's like
committing.
she's never had that much hair. Like even on her first season, it's very like fine, it's very thin. So like it makes sense that she's losing some of her hair and maybe just we had to style it a little bit.
I
But
don't know if she's
yeah,
losing it. I feel like she's cutting it.
we can't say.
We
I don't
can't.
want to
That's true.
speculate
But
on her.
we've said a lot. We've said a lot that we can't really say. But why don't we just talk about her fucking hair? Who cares?
No, we can't touch that one.
Anyway, yeah. So she's
But yeah,
she's like the like apology tour that Rinna tried to go on has just further infuriated Yolanda. So she arrives at this pool party and she's thought about it and she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you to even doubt my illness?"
right.
So that's what I'm saying, where it's like she didn't even have time to process the initial comment and you want to go apologize. Now she just knows that you've talked shit about her and now she's ready to talk about it.
Right. You launched the explanation and the apology into one session, and Yolanda needs several sessions to break this down right now. So we can't be doing that. And we addressed the kids' limes, and now we need to address the personal limes. And so she's ready at the barbecue to like really go after her for Munchausen. She's looked up the definition with Daisy at home. She doesn't know how to pronounce the word. We're still going with like Mausen, Hausen, Mouse house.
Munchflausen, Mickey Mouse
She doesn't know that,
Clubhouse.
but she does know enough to know she's offended. And she's ready to talk about it
Yeah.
at the table.
And they sit down at this like picnic table and like literally the backdrop of this conversation is like a bunch of men in Speedos just like fucking being gay as hell. And like Yolanda basically Rinna sits her down and I think she's like she wants to talk or something. And Yolanda is like I'm basically just like really goes in on Rinna and is like super super offended. Oh, and she also I guess Daisy read to her the wrong definition. So she read to her the definition of Munchausen by proxy. So she's going to Rinna being like she's like reading from her phone like the abuse of children or whatever, and then like LV. So she first of all not what she was accused of. So LVP and Kyle are just like no like it wasn't no
Not
it wasn't
that
that.
one, like the other Munchausen, no child abuse. Like
And Yolanda loses it. Like she looks at both of them and goes, how could you defend this woman? She's attacking me. You're supposed to be my friend." And it's like, I don't think there was any defense as much as it was just like, I mean, I think it sounds a lot worse if you're if you were accused of abusing children than
right.
maybe
We're
faking
just
an illness.
saying
Like they're just trying to
clarifying that there are different things. So maybe that would if in case that's what's causing the most anger, we're just gonna try to like knock that out. But no, she doesn't want to hear it. I don't think that there's a point throughout the season that she really understands what Munchausen is or like but she knows it's offensive and she knows that it's basically implying she's faking it. So
right.
they're on the same page. They're now pissed at each other. The women are like, okay, can we just hug it out? Like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, but
Right.
they ultimately do say, look, like, we're not all trying to say you have Munchausen's. None of us think that you're not sick, but there are these discrepancies that like confuse us. And Yolanda's still like on 10. Like, she's like, what discrepancies? Like, there are no discrepancies in my sickness. Like, and Lisa Vanderpump is like, you said you haven't walked in a year, but just last year we were running around Beverly Hills and I couldn't even keep up with you. Like, we're talking about these types of things. And Yolanda's like, in my healthy condition, like, a walk meant 4 or 5 miles, like, not just a walk down the street. Like, that's
I
what
don't
I
know
mean.
what accent this
Okay, I know. I sent you an audio message trying to do her accent too, and I really can't. I thought maybe in the moment I could tackle it with a little bit more
I like that you're trying though. Like, this is a
nerve,
safe space.
but it's all like in the semantics, which
Basically, like, they're just also not on the same page because Yolanda continuously accuses them and gets mad about them doubting her illness and saying she has Munchausen's. And I think the whole, like, point that they continuously are trying to push back with is, like, no one actually said that. It was brought up in the context of, like, Rinna being sorry that someone said it to her and she was actually, like,
right.
engaging. So that they're, like, kind of going back and being like, we didn't say that,
At no
sweetie.
point did any of us say that we don't think you're sick. Like, we are
Right.
confused by your Instagram, but we believe you that something is wrong. Like,
Right. And I don't think it helps them to be like, we in no way accused you of having Munchausen and faking your disease, but we also still do find it weird that you put, like, it just
well,
drop
right,
that part
right.
and just be like, we're sorry. And you know what I mean? But whatever, they keep bringing it up, but eventually everyone gets fucking exhausted and it's not going anywhere. They're just kind of like, all right, whatever. So, like, Rinna and Yolanda have a strange hug that is really not gonna like leave us in a good place.
No, it's like forced. Nobody really like believes that the hug is gonna solve all their issues. But again, Yolanda like usually seems to be ready to kind of push it along. Like, she doesn't get too held up about it at the end of like a conversation. They hug, we're fine with it. One thing that was said kind of like in the background of this that comes up is Yolanda, when she's like mad, when she's finally processed the Munchausen of it all, she says something, I think, to Eileen and is like, Lisa Rinna, like, who is Rinna to label people all the time? Like, she labeled Kim an alcoholic. She's labeling me Munchausen's. Like, if I could be just like her, and after how she acted last year, I could call her bipolar. And of
Yeah.
course, this gets back to Rinna, even though, again, it's like, oh, this season is so irritating. No one's actually saying anything. It's just the whispers of things that are pissing everybody off, because she's not technically calling Rinna bipolar, but obviously, like, the dig is
But I
there.
think she's making the point, like, in a whatever. I don't think she like is making it very, like, I don't think she's choosing to make this point, but it's the point is there that, like, Rinna brought this word to the group even if she didn't say that Yolanda had
Yes,
Munchausen's.
yeah.
And Yolanda is like, it's just about, like, having self-control over the things you say. Like, I could have said, based off of what I've seen, she has bipolar disorder, but I obviously wouldn't say that. But then it's also like, if Rinna gets upset about that, then you can just be like, well, and that's exactly why I'm upset, because it was said, even though, like, I
Right.
didn't actually say it, I don't
It
think it,
exists,
but it was
yeah.
brought up. So,
And Kyle kind of catches some of the heat during this stage of the feud because she brings it up, the bipolar thing. Like, she brings it up to Yolanda at a lunch that Rinna's not at. And she's like, oh, didn't you call? Like, I heard Lisa's not very happy with you, like, because you called her bipolar. Like, okay, thanks, Kyle. She's literally such a ghost producer. Like, she's so irritating to me. Like, watching her bring this
yeah.
up, even Yolanda herself is like, didn't me and Lisa Rinna just hug it out? Like, why are you bringing this to me? Like, why are
Right.
you bringing this up to me? Like, this doesn't even make sense. So she gets,
And now it's brought up to Rinna too, who's now has an independent reason to be mad at Yolanda.
but there's a pretty iconic line of Yolanda when she's angry with Kyle during this luncheon.
I hold a lot in the vault, honey.
What does that mean? Are you
It
threatening
means
me?
no, not
I don't
at
know
all.
what that
Not at
means.
all.
I
No,
think
I have
the
more
vault.
integrity than that.
Not at all. Not at
No,
all.
I just said that because it was fun to say,
I just have a
not because
vault.
it
There's
was
a
a
lot in there.
veiled
It's not a
veiled
threat.
threat. Just an observation. My vault's very full, honey. But it's like, I mean, I don't even
It's
have a
really
thought, actually.
good.
It's just funny. It's just
I
funny to
like
say that. And
need to add this into my regular arsenal and like take a page out of the Housewives books of you don't actually need an insult. Just the air of an insult, the air of a rumor actually can do more damage than actually having it in the palm of your hand. So I'm just gonna start throwing that at people when I'm arguing now. Like you don't want to know what I've got. What does it give? Let's not talk about what you don't want out. Like that's just what I'm
Right.
gonna throw at people. Like because everyone has something they don't want out. Like
Right, and just like the implication of I know something that I haven't shared, and your mind wanders to anything like, oh, my deepest, darkest secret. Are you talking about that? Like, are you threatening me? And it's like, I actually don't know anything, but if you want to think that I do, perfect.
perfect. And Kyle and Lisa like are really on their bullshit during all of this. Like it's one of those things where you have to peer between the lines to see the real spinning the truth destroying that's going on behind the scenes because they are spinning the narrative. Kyle is bringing up the bipolar, like LVP's bringing up the Munchausen, like everyone is kind of sliding their do this, do that. Even Eileen is a
And
little bit like, Rinna, you got to say something about this. Like they all are like
yeah,
directing each other.
but Yolanda is still, because at some point in this season, she sits down with Kyle and LVP, and she literally like hands LVP her children's medical records to be like, if you don't believe him, like look at this. And so even at this point, she's still like frustrated with LVP for even doubting her children. Like that really
Right.
doesn't go away, that frustration. And she's still mad at LVP. And I think this is the lunch where she like hammers her again on that. And LVP's like, I never said they didn't have Lyme. I just said that I didn't know that. Which again, she was implying low-key that they didn't have it, but she technically didn't say that, whatever. But she's a puppet master. But Yolanda is not letting go of that, and so LVP like gets up and leaves the dinner, like, or the lunch. She's like, whatever, I'm done. So like everyone, whole house mad, basically.
Right. And if you're feeling like this sounds really confusing and repetitive and stupid, yes, you would be correct. It's confusing and it's
ding.
repetitive and it's really, really stupid. So
And it doesn't get better. It does not get
it
better.
actually just continues down an even worse path. Because last episode with Rinna and Kim, we were talking about this like when we were planning. We're like, there's a clear timeline there. Like there are events where things happen for the most part. Because it was explosive. There were actually things happening. There were actual like conversations with words not being like spoken about as a word in itself. There were actual words being thrown at people. So like we had things to discuss. Whereas here, there's not really a timeline because it's all just like chitter chatter throughout the whole season of like all this weird like focus on pulling apart each other's words, like pulling apart Yolanda's Instagram, her hairstyles, her makeup. It's
Right.
very nitpicky, and it's like, do you guys really just not want to talk about yourselves this badly that we need to focus on Munchausen or not Munchausen all season long?
True Munchausen syndrome. So basically we're in this place now where I think Rinna like feels for some reason like she just can't let go of this idea. She basically, her position now is she has Lyme, but there's something that she's lying about that doesn't make sense. There's this
Right.
issue with like Erica's having a party, Yolanda can't make it, but Yolanda posts on Brandy posts on Twitter a picture of her hanging out with Yolanda and Kim because the three of them are like still friends, whatever. And that was
Well,
the
and
same
it
day.
has like sunshine emoji, like hashtag feeling good, hashtag best friends, like hashtag day out, like get
I think it's like
active.
hashtag like real friends or something. And so like that was the day that Erica had this dinner. And so like Lisa Rinna is upset that she feels like you had energy to go to this, but you couldn't come to this dinner. And then she also feels like you chose these people over us. So
Right.
it's a stupid, like, it's not really that confusing. And honestly, Erica's not upset about it. Like, Erica knew she
Right.
wasn't going to come. She was fine with it. Rinna, for some reason, is like, she's a master manipulator. I think she says to, like, Eileen, she's like, my gut tells me to run for the fucking hills because she's a bigger manipulator than Lisa Vanderpump. Like, she can manipulate anyone. Like, she's doing that Rinna thing where it's like, okay, now the actress is coming out. Like
Yeah.
end
Well, she
scene,
has no
girl.
reason to be mad about this. Like, you guys just got in a major fight. You're not even really good with each other. You don't trust her. She doesn't trust you. Why do you get to be mad about who she hangs out with and a dinner
Right.
that isn't even yours? Like, it
It's not
really
even yours. And you're
it's
also
dumb.
now
It's like,
suddenly
just say you're
calling
still
her
mad at
like
Kim Richards, like, and you don't want Kim Richards
right,
around because, like, this is, like, in their off season, like, because Kim isn't around that much. So, like, they're
right,
kind of paused, but they're still mad at each other. So she's just pissed about it because of that. And she uses it
right,
as a way to reignite the conversation of she's using her sickness in ways like to like manipulate us and the group and like get out of things like when she wants to. And like, why are you, if you only have so much energy, why are you choosing to spend it with these people instead of us? And it's like,
with
with
these
the people that have been
freaks.
accusing me of not having an illness and saying I look like shit when I come out to the party, like, yeah, I'd be hanging out with somebody else too. Like, god damn.
Yeah, and also again, this is like similar to the Rinna like saying that Kim is, this close to death. That the fact that she's like, she's a scary woman, she's a master manipulator. I'm like, okay, so now we're just jumping to like the most insane version of like reality that we could possibly fathom. And she also says, this is pretty important, that she wouldn't have brought up the word Munchausen if LVP didn't tell her to.
Right.
So, would you like to explain what you think happened? Because Casey and I went back and forth on this because there's a scene in Dubai where like they're arguing about like how Munchausen got brought up in the first place, and it's very confusing. Casey, if you would like to explain to the
Yeah,
listener.
well, Dubai is like, I'll preface this by saying this can be our Dubai discussion because Dubai, the trip sucks. It's so boring. Yolanda isn't there, so like it's not like we have any direct conflict between her and Rinna, but the majority of it is spent talking about the origin of the Munchausens. Again, all the way back to episode 4. We're back to talking about this conversation and the one that preceded it where Rinna heard the word in the first place. And so basically Rinna, similar to Yolanda, has loaded up and has remembered, wait, Lisa Vanderpump told me to bring up Munchausen's on camera. Like, it's like implied it's on camera
Episode
because they're filming.
19.
Like, for real.
She remembers from episode 4 that apparently she was goaded into bringing up
Right. Like,
Munchausen.
Lisa Vanderpump calls her to shit talk Yolanda. They're having a little shit talk sesh on the phone, as girls do. And Lisa Rinna says something along the lines of like, "Oh, I was talking to somebody today, and they used some word I don't know. Like, they described it maybe Munchausen's. Who can say?" Like, back to shit talking her Instagram, and LVP is like, "Wait, just a minute, darling. Like, what did you just say, my dear? Like, what was that?
What was
And
that word? That
what was
sounds like
that
an
beautiful little
interesting
word you
word.
just whispered to me, my darling
Would,
Rinna, with those
would you
big
mind?
lips of yours, my sexy little doggy, like whatever." Like, she says like, "Oh, that's like maybe that could be it, Rinna. Like, we should talk about this as a group. Like, come over tomorrow, and I'll have Kyle and Eileen over, and we can all talk about it." Like, which obviously is so shady. And like, Rinna, come on, sister. Like, if this really happened, like, which I honestly like, I think a version of it probably did. I just don't know, like, if between the two Lisas, they both spin the truth destroy a little bit. So I don't know if we'll ever really get the full truth of it. We need those,
Right.
release the phone tapes. Um,
Release the Munchausen tapes, the
but
Munchausen
that's the
files.
basic argument, is that Lisa Vanderpump orchestrated this little luncheon with the tuna tartare at her house to spill the beans on the Munchausen of it all. And otherwise, Lisa Rinna says, would I have brought it up if she didn't tell me to? Probably not. And like, that is probably true because Rinna can't remember any of her conversations. So if Lisa Vanderpump hadn't really driven it home, maybe it wouldn't have come up again. I don't know. And then there's like this added element of Kyle gets kind of pulled into it. They try to use Kyle as like what's the word? You go to court. What's the word like when you
Scapegoat?
win a case? Like, what's like the final blow? Like the
The verdict?
key to solving the case.
The smoking gun?
Yeah, they're trying to make Kyle the smoking
Going
gun.
through court terms, quote unquote court terms. Oh, the smoking gun.
Kyle has, does she have the smoking gun or is she the smoking gun?
I think that like she's being used as like the last like nail in the coffin to be like, I actually can't even like you have to
Right.
explain it.
Right. So what happened was, that other part with Lisa and Kyle, and then it's like a timeline issue because Lisa Vanderpump said something to Rinna along the lines of, I think it was right after their first Munchausen conversation. She calls her and is like, oh, like you apologized to Yolanda. Like, that's great. Like, I'm so happy you guys cleared the air about it. But why didn't you tell Yolanda that Kyle was also talking about it? Like, I guess the phrase was, why didn't you drag Kyle into it with you? Is like the syntax. And then they start breaking down what that could mean, the semantics of like that arrangement of words, of course. But
Right, because
LVP is saying
LVP
she
is
said
like,
that like against Rinna, like being like, I'm surprised because you're so vicious and you're always talking about all of us, like that you didn't throw Kyle in with that. But Rinna thinks she's doing it as like an underhanded way of like, now the heat's on you, go throw Kyle under the bus and like that'll save you
yeah.
some heat. And she's stirring up the Vanderpump rosé and getting the waters moving. So that's the real issue. Kyle is like, Lisa, like to Vanderpump, like, I won't lie for you, like that, like these things were said on like this timeline, and like I think if you want this to be more successful, you need to change your story, like because I don't like co-sign this like little detail of like the like timing of it all. We were too bored to really get the nitty-gritty about this because
it was
sucked.
like infuriatingly confusing about like what conversation specifically they were talking about, and when LVP actually said, I'm surprised you didn't bring Kyle up, or you should have brought Kyle up, or whatever. Like it was, and then we even like Googled like the Vulture recap to be
From
like, maybe this
2016.
explains it, and they were also confused. They didn't even know how to explain it. They were like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. So it's like a very convoluted way of just saying that like essentially LVP was trying to produce the whole situation, and Rinna again allowed herself to be produced, and then realized she was produced like end of season, so like what, 3 months later or something.
Yes, and then what you said earlier is the bind, like the how she binds this argument all together for like the final finish is, we're all collateral damage between Lisa Vanderpump and Yolanda. Lisa Vanderpump is trying to get back at Yolanda for her weird beef with Ken, and she ghost produced this whole entire thing to get back at Yolanda but keep her hands clean. So they're trying to turn the tables to like this whole like Lisa Vanderpump gets people to do her dirty work all the time, and like we're always fighting with each other when really there are other people that we should be focusing on, which is honestly the right premise. Like, because Kyle and Lisa Vanderpump are stirring things up all the time, and people, they skate right by. Like everyone else focuses on each other and they get off free. So like it's the right idea. It's just a little too late, I think.
Lisa Vanderpump is like, that was, I think, her entire kind of MO on the show was clearly always pulling strings in the background. She'd always find someone that she thought she could like control. Like it was Brandy at one point,
right? Which
it
is
was
what
Lisa
they say. They're
Rinna.
like, last year it was Brandy, or like the year before, whatever, and now it's this.
And now it's Rinna because you're looking to see who will take the bait and who has a big mouth. But also I will say that it even adds like evidence to the concept that she was pissed at Yolanda from her fight with Ken, because when there's a point where Kyle brings it up to LVP, and she says, do you kind of still feel like you're upset with Yolanda about what happened with Ken? And that's the first time I remember seeing LVP kind of tear up a little bit. Like she was kind of almost crying, being like, she was like, I think you'd be upset too. Like, that's my man. Like she was actually getting vulnerable. So like, if she's crying over that, yeah, I think she probably has a little bit of a vendetta that she's trying to like, let me get after you. And this was the perfect way to do it.
And they have there's like a final party where they kind of go into some of the things that were said, which it's really just Rinna like launching to Yolanda since she wasn't in Dubai, like the new narrative. Like she's like, "Hey girly, like I did say that you were super manipulative to Eileen, but I've actually changed my mind and it's Lisa Vanderpump. So I'm sorry for saying that about you. I am now convinced that Lisa Vanderpump has orchestrated this entire thing. Like, get on board." And Yolanda's kind of like, "What? Like, what do you mean? Like, this is too late for this a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's a
needed
little
to
bit
start this
like,
narrative way back when if you wanted this
yeah.
to work,
I think she's
especially
just
with
like,
Yolanda."
I'm mad at all of you, and that's not gonna change.
Right.
Like
She's
I
like,
just
"Let me
am.
move my short blunt bob and readjust because I don't even know what anybody's talking about since I wasn't in fucking Dubai and I'm sick as hell. So thank you,
Right.
Lisa Rinna, for
But literally,
confusing me further."
it's just a her ending being like, I don't know who my real friends are because you are all weird and everyone's talking about it, and now you're blaming each other. And well, and guess what?
Like,
We're still
"Yeah,
talking
girl,
about
like
it.
they probably aren't your friends. These are like genuinely like not interesting or good people around you. Maybe Eileen, but they're not on the same team, so I don't know."
Ye-
But
Eileen at this
reunion
point
isn't
is
that much
also
more
kind of.
exciting.
Hmm?
What were you saying about Eileen,
I
Miss
was just saying,
Elizabeth?
Eileen is also kind of like, she's a really funny character because she's like besties with Lisa Rinna, but like you can tell when she's kind of like backing Rinna up and she's kind of like, yeah, I'm also confused about this, and she's like coming from it from a very like innocent perspective, even though like Rinna's coming from it from like a very housewivesy perspective, and then you can tell when Eileen's like there was a point where she was like, I'm actually confused why you still care, Rinna. Like she kind of just because she's a
Yeah,
normal
she holds
lady.
her feet to the fire a couple times this season. Like, she's why Rinna tells Yolanda that she said that comment about being manipulative, because Eileen was like, "I can't just have this like in my vault. Like, it's making me feel bad." These phrases are reappearing, but like, it's making me feel bad that like I heard that and I am not telling her. But since you're my friend, I don't want to out you. But I really think you need to go and like apologize. Also, again, because Eileen knows this was on camera, so it's gonna come out. So she's saying like, get ahead of this. I don't want to get thrown in this with you for being like, "You heard it and you didn't say anything." So she's preemptively getting that handled. So she does like back up on Rinna a little bit at times when it's appropriate, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like where everything leaves. We go to the reunion and Andy, like, I feel like he's so rude to them at the start of the reunions. He has to go after Yolanda himself. He's like, "You're gonna leave after 30 minutes?" Like, my God, like, I'm sure you have her chained to the chair by contract, so I'm sure she's not. Like, goddamn.
If she tries
He's
to get
like,
up from the
"Haha,
couch, there are like
no, like,
two
I'm
arms that
here."
like come up and grab her and pull her back down.
Or like, you know, like on like game shows when like they would like fall through a trap door. Like she tries to get up and instead just like absolutely gets taken away like
She's like
through the floor.
eliminated.
And just like comes back up to the couch and the couch gets shorter. Whatever. But yeah, so she gets some shade right out the gate and she's like, "No, like I'm here to stay." Like, and she does she handles her portion of the reunion, which isn't a lot, and then she does go completely mute. Like, so she's probably really tired. I would be tired if I was sick and then I had to go sit at a yell fest with women I don't like for like 15 hours.
I mean, I think everyone is tired by this point, like in terms of like the viewers. Like I
Right.
remember getting to the reunion being like, what more do we have to say? Obviously, she's not admitting to having Munchausen. She's not going to say she made up her disease. You guys continue to not want to understand her Instagram posts. Can we all just agree that we've talked about it? We're on different pages. Agree to disagree. Let's fucking move on. Like,
It's so
what else is
ridiculous.
there to
I don't even
say?
know how
And
we have anything at the reunion to still talk about, which is why like a lot of it is rehashing the same bullshit and like
right, there's only a
the
couple
little
like
details like
pieces
of
of
like
new
Mohammed and
information.
other dumb shit.
Yeah,
Um
there's only a couple pieces of new information, and it's really just like literally, I'll just fucking list it. Rinna like finally mentions that the person who she engaged in that initial conversation with, who we never hear about, was her hairdresser. So I
whose
don't
name is
even like
Faye, and she's like, "Not
whose
favorite
name is
sorry everyone."
right. Like okay, that's a strange name for like a hairdresser. I'm assuming is young because Faye is not really a young
Like, that
name,
would have
but
been
sure.
so slay if it was Faye
That would have
Resnick,
been
but
if it was
whatever.
Faye Resnick the whole time.
Morally corrupt, they say, so that would
They
track.
do.
But it's her
Um,
hairdresser, which is so like
It's like, okay, why did you even like? Of course you engaged in it because you're trapped in your chair while she's doing your hair. Like you have to talk to her. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's fine, girl. We've all had conversations with our hairdresser. You just get up and leave after your hair's cut. Like,
She
okay.
stands up after getting her like signature hairdo, like mid work. Like, I'm out of here.
She's like, I can't stomach this kind of trash talk.
I won't be a patron of this business any longer.
I will not stand for this gossip and lies. Lisa Rinna growing a conscience. Anyway, that's like the whole fucking thing. And then she does say, this is kind of like to her point of LVP manufacturing this whole season. She says that at the initial dinner where everyone decided to call Yolanda like a fucking pig for not wearing makeup or whatever, she says that Ken was obviously being misogynistic, saying she looks ugly, and then Harry Hamlin like stood up for her and was like, no, we have to defend her, she's like she's sick. And then that's when LVP apparently, this is what Rinna does. Oh wait, you have the clip.
I
you?
do. It's really fucking funny.
Harry said, you know what? We need to support this woman whether she's sick or not. And that's that. And you went, there goes our f***ing storyline.
No, I did not
Yes,
say that.
you
Well, the cameras
did.
were there all night.
You said, there goes our f***ing storyline.
And Yolanda has to like walk off at this. It's like this was too
Right,
much for
of
you.
all things. So
But there it
my
goes.
confusion about this, and it's like we don't even have to talk about it for that long, I just need to voice that I have a confusion. Was she saying there goes our storyline, like that's our storyline, let's stick with it? Or there goes our storyline, like if we're gonna defend her, we can't have a storyline?
Like if we're just gonna accept and support her whether she's sick or not, then there goes our fucking storyline.
See,
Like,
and
because,
honestly, like I
like,
can
we're
see her
cooking up
saying
this
that.
Munchausen thing.
I can see her saying that, like if she was like, how she does this thing where like she's joking and she's laughing, but you can tell she's
British
she's
humor.
saying, right, she's saying it though, like she's not. It's like, well, then there goes our storyline, like
I can literally
but
I can hear it in her voice. Like
Yup.
I can feel it happening. And like that's the thing about this is like, does Rinna make a lot of wrong moves? Of course. Like, is she throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks at a certain point? Yes, 100%. But I think she just took too long to find the right defense. Like, I do think that the LVP one is probably the strongest way to get around this. And like, it sets us up for like what's to come with LVP's demise. Like, we're really
Yeah.
gonna pick up this same idea of like manipulation, like dirty work, like sniper, all this insults you heard in this season and the season before, like sniper from the side, master manipulator, like they will come back. Like, we will hear them again, as Beverly
think-
Hills does.
I think to round all of this out, to conclude, I would say, and I'm gonna say it on air, I think it would be interesting if we did like another series on like notorious housewife like friendship breakups. Now that you mentioned like LVP and Kyle, I think it could be really interesting for us to like delve into those like real like pillar relationships that crumbled in front of our eyes, because there's a lot of them, and like those are very really heart-wrenching, and I think that like this,
Right, it's like feud, but parentheses more devastating. Like,
right,
personal.
more devastating, but like because like the dinner in Dubai, like because Kyle does stand up to Lisa, and this is literally like exactly why their friendship ends.
Yeah, it is.
Kyle says, you're lying, like that's not true, like this is what you did, I still love you, like I want to be by your side, but I can't lie for you. And LVP takes that as like, you shouldn't love me if you think that I would do that, and Kyle's like, but you did. Like that is exactly to a T what ends up like that's the same dynamic that causes their friendship to end. And that's honestly my concluding thought. I feel like we've said everything that needs to be said.
Right, like the whole thing is really, really dumb and stupid, so I am mad at everybody involved for allowing this to be on television, and we're recapping it because on a whole, it's kind of funny. But when you're actually watching it, like when you're sitting and watching the episodes, it is literally like, what in the hell do you mean I'm on episode 18 and we're in Dubai and Yolanda's not even there and we're talking about the first time this came up? Like, that's ridiculous. That's not top tier TV. Someone needed to step in and like give a housewife a black
Produce?
eye in the middle of the night or something, and like we needed to handle this. Like
Someone needed to step in and tell someone's husband to steal money from his clients or something,
like
so we
oh,
could move it
not one of
along.
you is getting arrested for fraud on camera tonight. Like, ugh,
Wrap it
fuck.
up. Wrap it up.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
sucks.
think
I
that
like still. You still can't make me really mad at Lisa Rinna for any of this, because I do feel like she says this, like she's their fall girl for a lot of this. Everyone's talking, like it's out there. She uses the one wrong word, whether it was provoked by Lisa Vanderpump or not. I don't think it's worth all of this agitation, because she never was like perpetuating that. She was not like going around saying to people like, I think she has Munchausen. It's just literally was just this one lunch. So it does kind of make sense when you frame it like that like it was like pushed along by LVV, LVP, LVP, LVP. Okay, whatever. I don't even want to finish that thought. I'm embarrassed. But I stand with Lisa Rinna. I do. I think she's mostly right about this. I think the whole thing is so freaking dumb. It's almost like nobody's really right about it. So
right. I
game
mean, you
over.
know
I'm
what?
glad it's
Like,
done.
yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Us after talking about it for an hour and a half. Like this was the worst thing ever, though. Like,
It's like, it is funny in theory. It's like a hilarious, like, nonsensical thing and way to approach someone who's ostensibly in your friend group, like, and to deal with them in a way that's like, we actually all think that you might have Munchausen's, even though obviously that's not what happened, but like it's funny. But then when you really dive into it, you're like, this is the Beverly Hills problem, is like, y'all are so afraid to just talk openly and squash something that it feels like you speak just enough to, like, in that moment smooth it over, and then the problem persists, and then we are 30 episodes later and we're still fighting over, I didn't say this, but I'm mad at this.
right.
Okay, I think you need to sit down and like literally just scream at each other for like 30 minutes, and then we can finally get to the issue
Or
and we
like
can move on.
rule of thumb for the girlies, like at the Beverly Hills functions, whatever you're thinking in your head right now, ooh, I can't wait to call another or multiple other housewives in the group and talk about this tomorrow. Just talk about it now. You're all here. Let's just do it now, and let's not do all the side conversations, like, because you know that you're all like, oh, I get that part of it.
Right.
It's like we gotta have a show, like they gotta talk about it in side scenes, whatever. But I feel like it's so much. Yeah, like you said, it's like, oh yeah, we're fine. It's a little tense, but let's just have a nice night. And then literally next scene, Kyle at the house, like, so do you feel like this was effed up? Like, just say
Stop
it.
it. Stop it. Stop it. Put your phone down. Stop it.
Literally
Because
just say it.
there's so many like smooth it over hugs, and it's like, this is not done. We're not done with this.
Stop hugging.
So I will say, we have had a great time in the 90210. It's been a great 2 weeks of visiting you guys. I will say we have a different city planned for next week. So stay tuned for that,
Peep the
because
Insta, peep the
yeah,
socials. You'll find the announcement shortly.
and I think you guys are going to be pleased with it. I'm almost like I want to say it, but no, I think we'll surprise you on the Instagram.
Yes.
And thank you guys for
Follow
listening.
us.
Thank you guys for listening to us mention it all again too much. Too much. It was mentioned too much.
It
The
was
Munchausen
mentioned
was mentioned too much.
again and again and again and again. And
Mention
we
it
love
all again and
y'all.
again.
See you later.
Bye.